Welcome to Navigating the Customer Experience. Want to improve your organization's customer service? Looking for insider tips to knock your customer socks off? Then you're in the right place. Here's your host, Yannick Grant.
Welcome to Navigating the Customer Experience. On today's episode, our guest is Dr. Jackie Noelke. Dr. Jackie is an online entrepreneur and digital marketing strategist who helps entrepreneurs and naturopathic doctors start, grow, and scale their online courses, services, and memberships so they can have the freedom they crave. She is also the founder and CEO of Grateful Ads Co., who helps brands grow their influence, define their voice, and scale their offers through innovative digital ads and sales funnels. So, sit back, plug your earphones in. Let's jump right into this awesome conversation with Dr. Jackie. Welcome, Dr. Jackie.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
I'm glad that you're here with us as well. So, Dr. Jackie, could you share with us a little bit about your history, how you got into what you're doing today, and just a little bit about, your journey to where you are now?
Yeah, absolutely. So I am not an overnight success. I have actually I caught the entrepreneur bug about 11 years ago when I was getting my master's in education, and I decided I wanted to start up a private school. And that's when I first kind of dipped my toes into entrepreneurship. I was just kind of toying with the idea, and I put up a website. I actually got a lot of people interested in the school. People were wanting to give me money, all this kind of stuff, which is awesome. And then I pivoted a little bit. We wanted to make a move, so that didn't work out. But that kind of is what got me started online, because I was, playing around with the website, all that kind of stuff. I loved it. And then I was teaching at the time. And then a few years later, I started to get really bad anxiety. And I actually was diagnosed with agoraphobia, which a lot of people think of agoraphobia as you won't leave your house. But actually what the doctor just told me was that it's when you're looking for exits all the time. You're always have an escape route, right? Wherever you are. Excuse me, I got a frog in my throat. And so that led me, because honestly, it was getting hard for me to even go to work as a teacher. That led me super into personal development. And so I started my own personal development company at that time to help others go through the journey that I was going through simultaneously. And I was very transparent about that. And through that, I busted through. I'm now completely anxiety free. I was going to a doctor and stuff. There's a lot more involved in that, but I was also getting my doctorate in leadership. And I really fell in love with the business side of what I was doing in the personal development space, and also what I was learning in my doctorate. So I switched gears, did a pivot like a lot of entrepreneurs do. And since my husband was in naturopathic medical school, I decided to start a marketing membership for naturopathic doctors. And that went well. I still have that. And then through that, I fell in love with digital advertising. So I invested thousands and thousands of dollars, hundreds of hours in learning Facebook and Instagram ads. And that's how I ended up co-founding an ad agency. And then just last week, to add on to that, we also launched an ecommerce store called the CEO Store for women entrepreneurs that has all kinds of swag for entrepreneurs, office decor, even some digital downloads, all that stuff. So it's been a lengthy road, but with lots of different parts. But I think it's important for other people that are in the entrepreneur space to know that happens a lot. And a lot of times it's not just overnight success. There's a long journey to get there. So
Agreed.
Sorry, but
that's okay. We like when our guests share and are extremely detailed, because it really just shows other people's truth on their journey, which is what we all want to hear. Mm-hmm. So could you share also, it says here that you are a marketing expert, specifically with Facebook and Instagram ads and building sales funnels. Yes. Let's say, especially in light of COVID, right? A lot of businesses have had to pivot and go online, whether they're, let's say, for example, they're selling physical items, or maybe they're more of a service oriented type of business. I know a lot of people are also looking into doing online courses, and more people are doing webinars. And then sometimes you have people who do paid webinars versus free webinars. How do you balance all of that? How do you know which new business lines you should take up? How do you know which platform is best for your audience, whether it be Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn? I mean, as a marketing strategist, how could you help our audience to get a clearer view of where they should go?
Yeah. So what I love about Facebook and Instagram is there's no targeting. No other platform has the ability to target as specifically as we do on Facebook and Instagram. So we're able to get very specific with the people we want to see the ads. And now, since a lot of people have had to make that pivot, there's that missing face-to-face interaction a lot of times. So instead of that, in lieu of that, you can use Facebook marketing and paid advertising to nurture your customers. So it doesn't always have to be something that's obviously a push to sale. You can use nurturing content, and these type of ads are actually very cheap to stay on the top of mind of your customers and to let them and build those relationships digitally, because you could essentially do that instead of having people walk into your physical store.
Okay. All right. So when you say nurturing content, let me give you an example. Let's say, for example, I am an event planner, and in light of COVID, I focused, let's say before COVID, my event planning business focused primarily on destination weddings. And so in light of COVID, with people not traveling as much, how is it that I would be able to provide nurturing ads and stay top of mind to my ideal customer using Facebook and Instagram? What would be what would a nurturing ad look like?
Yeah, I love that question. So video ads do really well. So this is something like you might use kind of the same kind of content you might use in your organic marketing, where you're teaching something super quick, like with a 3-minute or less video, but that is very beneficial. So for your audience, this could be some part of the wedding planning process. This could be teaching them the things that they want to avoid when planning their wedding. This could be, the questions that you get asked a lot, and you see the issues that come up when you're planning weddings with these people. That's great content for this nurturing content. And yes, you're in a position where obviously because of COVID, people are doing their events, they're traveling less, all that kind of thing, but they're going to get back to that. It's not over. They're going to get back to that. So if they've been seeing your content as they're going through this engagement process and starting to think, okay, like, what am I going to do? What is this going to look like for me? You're popping up. And what's beautiful about this as well is we can start retargeting based on the amount of time they've watched your video. So if they've watched your video, we normally do 25, 75, and 90%. So obviously we know people are engaged at different levels. If they don't watch up to 25, we normally don't use that as a retargeting and put them into a quote unquote warm audience, meaning they're familiar with you. But if they've watched the 25%, we might send them another video that's the next step, or another thing that is complementary to what you were teaching on that first video, and so on and so on. So it nurtures, just like you might in a nurture sequence through email. You can do the same with paid advertising, only with paid advertising, with email open rates, you only get about 20%. With paid advertising, you're going to get much higher, much more people actually viewing that content.
All right. Sounds good. So those are some practical examples that, as I said, listeners would want to capture that kind of information so they know exactly how to navigate. Now, COVID has also caused people to be very anxious. And as a result of that, as an entrepreneur, there's no safety net. You're not working for a company, although to some extent when you work with an organization, you don't necessarily have a safety net, especially in this economic environment. But it's even more so fragile for you as an entrepreneur, because you dictate your income. If you don't prospect, if you don't, as you said, put out that content, if you don't try to find ways to get to the customer, then the customer won't know about you and you won't get any business. So if you're suffering from anxiety, you're like, well, other people are doing the same thing I'm doing. Why should I continue? I feel like I'm not, getting the results that I should be getting based on the effort I'm putting out. What are some things that you would suggest as an entrepreneur if you're experiencing these kinds of emotions to help yourself really overcome it and, just be focused on what is important?
Yeah, great question. I think that this has been a wild year, obviously, for everyone. There are anxieties for everyone. So many people have had to pivot. And I get that can be extremely scary and uneasy. I think that one of the things of being a successful entrepreneur is the ability to pivot, the ability to seek opportunities within any kind of situation. So what opportunities, I think if you switch and like flip the script on whatever is going on in your business, what opportunities are actually present right now that might not have been? For example, now we have way more people with their online. Like we have way more people online and way more people on Facebook, Instagram, all the social every day. So can you use that opportunity to get the word out about your business to people that might not have seen it otherwise when you had your physical store, if that's the case? I think that just knowing that you're not in this alone, like so many people are going through this, and it will pass.
This too shall pass.
Yes, so it will pass. We're gonna get through this as the human race, and I think that. But yeah, I think just being really open to opportunities that you might not have considered before and getting creative with that will help. And then also just know entrepreneurship is a journey. I mean, I definitely try to be as transparent possible again and say, I was not an overnight success. I'm pretty successful right now, but it took a while. Mm-hmm. So even if you are feeling that in your business, like keep it up, like keep doing it. And if you're passionate about what you're doing and you actually really love what you're doing, it's going to work out.
Agreed. I totally agree. I think whatever you're doing, you have to be passionate about, because on the days when, you're faced with obstacles and challenges, I feel like it's that passion, it's that little spirit inside you that really loves what you're doing, that pushes you to keep continuing, because then it's not just about the money, it's about the satisfaction, that internal emotion, that gratitude that you have within yourself. Because I believe that there has to be that self-satisfaction first before any level of satisfaction on the outside can be provided from a customer or a prospect or a vendor, can be fulfilled. Would you agree?
Yes, I love that. And people, your customers can feel if you're passionate about it or not.
Yes.
So if it's something you're doing just to hopefully make money at it and you don't really like doing it, then it might not work out, because people are going to be able to feel that. People can tell. So 100% agree with you on that.
Yeah, amazing. All right, Dr. Jackie, can you share with us, how do you stay motivated every day?
Yeah, so this kind of goes off what we were just talking about. I am super into digital marketing. So like anytime, my birthday, Christmas, I'm always asking for different digital marketing esque related things. On my spare time, I'm reading business and doing things. So for me, it comes naturally because I'm so passionate about it. And so I think that again is, if you are feeling like, and it's okay to have certain days where you just don't feel like working as an entrepreneur, but if you're having more days of those than the other way around, maybe you're not in the right business. Maybe you need to switch up what you're doing, because again, this is your life. Mm-hmm. You want to be doing something why build a business around something you don't really want to do? Sure. When you're building your business, it should be super aligned with who you are, how you want to live your life, the lifestyle you want, what you are passionate about talking about and doing on a daily basis. That's the key. So for me, motivation comes very naturally when it comes to my businesses, because it's not only what I do for a living, it's also what I do as a hobby, it's my interest. So.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Great. All right. So Dr. Jackie, can you share with us maybe one online resource, tool, website, or app that you absolutely can't live without in your business?
Yeah. So I'm a Trello fanatic. I love Trello because it's so easy for project management, and you can share boards with other people. I don't know if you're familiar with Trello,
Yeah, I
but
am.
yeah, I use it for everything as far as, uh, planning out social media, to planning out our project management for our team, to giving things to my members as far as all kinds of content. I just think it's a powerhouse for the price and everything, and I absolutely love it.
Nice. Sweet. Okay. So we'll have the link to Trello in the show notes of this episode. Could you also share with us maybe one or two books that have had the biggest impact on you? It could be a book that you read a long time ago, or maybe a book that you read recently that really has impacted you.
Yeah, so I love Jen Sincero, and You Are a Badass at Making Money. It's a great book. It's the way she writes. I've read several of her books. They're very easy reads, so you can, even if you've had a long day, it's like one of those things that it's not super dense. And I think a lot of, I know this was what I went through at first too in the beginning of my entrepreneurial journey, was a lot of money blocks, a lot of things I was thinking about money that was getting in my way of success, like thinking that maybe I didn't deserve to have, hundreds of thousands of dollars, that I wasn't qualified enough, all these kind of things that get in your head. And so, and also my other book is Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, which everyone probably talks about, but it made such a big impact on my life. And again, I can have all the strategy, all the training, all the education in the world, but if I'm not willing to accept money into my life, I'm not going to have it. So really working on that money mindset, and those two books have really helped me for sure.
Right.
And I one.
I like that. Money mindset. Okay, so we'll have those money mindset books for you in the show notes of this episode, so our audience can definitely tap into that. Now, could you share with us also, Dr. Jackie, what's one thing that's going on in your life right now that you're really excited about? It could be something that you're working on to develop yourself or your people.
Yeah, love this question. It's so timely because my business partner and I just launched a brand new e-commerce store called the CEO store. And it is, I think it's fabulous. But it has all kinds of swag, like brand photographer approved t-shirts, things like that for entrepreneurs. It also has office decor, furniture. We have digital downloads for entrepreneurship on there. And right now we actually have 15% off store-wide for our grand opening. But we have had over 200 customers in the last week. So we're kicking it off with a bang and super excited about that.
All right. Sounds awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. So, Dr. Jackie, our listeners would have listened to this episode and they're quite intrigued with your strategy as it relates to marketing, anxiety on entrepreneurship, the money mindset, just your journey overall. And they would like to connect with you further. Where can they find you online?
Yeah, great question. You can find me at Dr. Jackie Noelke on Instagram or Facebook. And then also, if you go to theCEOstore.com, you can find links to work with our advertising agency there, as well as Shop Till You Drop.
Okay. Could you spell CEO website for us? Just spell it out.
So it's THE, like the, and then she, SHE, and then EO, store.com.
Okay, got you. Awesome. Thank you so much for
it's a play on CEO, but CEO. Yes. And we also donate 5% of all purchases to causes fighting for equality.
Love it. Love it. Absolutely brilliant. All right, Dr. Jackie, before we wrap our episodes up, we always like to ask our guests, do you have a quote or a saying that during times of adversity or challenge, you'll tend to revert to this quote? It kind of helps to keep you focused and get you back on track.
Yeah, I love gratitude is the antidote to fear. So, and I use that a lot. I actually don't know. It's unknown. I don't know who exactly said that.
Right.
But that helped me a lot as I was going through my anxiety and entrepreneurship. And still, I just always, anytime I'm feeling fear or really any emotions that I don't necessarily want to feel, it's always okay to feel sad or feel fear if you want to be feeling that. But if you don't, and you go into a space of gratitude, your your feelings change automatically. You can't feel gratitude and fear at the same time.
Yes, that's so true. I never thought of it that way, but that's a very good point. You can't feel them at the same time. I agreed. All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Jackie, for taking time out of your very busy schedule today for coming on Navigating the Customer Experience and sharing with us a little bit of your journey, some of the nuggets that you've learned along the way, and just inspiring thoughts to help our entrepreneurs that listen to this podcast so that they'll be able to navigate their own journey and customer experience. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on. It's been a pleasure.
All right. So guys, just want to remind you, you can hop onto Facebook and join our private Facebook group, Navigating the Customer Experience Community, and feel free to follow us on Twitter, Navigating CX. Until next time, I'm your host, Yannick Grant. Thank you for listening to Navigating the Customer Experience. If you'd like to connect with us even more, please feel free to hop onto Facebook and join our private Facebook group, Navigating the Customer Experience Community. And of course, feel free to follow us on Twitter at Navigating CX. We also have a new book available on Amazon, The ABCs of a Fantastic Customer Experience. It's available in ebook and paperback. So if you want to increase revenue in your organization, build a stronger service culture, and create employees or develop employees who are really mastering service delivery in your business, you need to grab a copy of this book. Until next time, I'm your host, Yannick Grant.
Thanks for listening. For more awesome resources to take your customer service game to another level, head over to navigatingthecustomerexperience.com. See you next time.